You ain't nothing but a hound dog, you're crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
It's Wednesday. The hound dog music is playing. Hence, it must be the Ask the Doc segment with our good friend, Dr. Stone from Canyon Country Veterinary Hospital on this side of town on Soledad next to Regal Cinemas, 9 to 7, Monday through Fridays. And for all your after-hours care, or if you live on the Newhall, Valencia side of town, there's also All Creatures Veterinary Center, which is a 24/7 hospital and veterinary services. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about dog breath and kitten breath. Cats are not they don't seem as bad unless they're really sick or something like that. Maybe it's not that we get that. Maybe we don't get that close. Now you might have a different perspective if you have performed oral hygiene on cats, but I haven't really noticed it as bad as I do with dogs.
Definitely cats can have dental disease and dental tartar buildup. Sometimes they even get what we call resorptive lesions, where their immune system kind of reabsorbs their teeth, and then they have really bad dental disease. But we tend to see more issues with dogs than in cats. You're right, and as dogs get older too, their breath definitely does smell worse.
Yeah, dogs get up in our faces more too. And,
exactly. Yeah.
And every time, give me just. I usually make them do it like on the chin or somewhere because I know where they've been. I'm not going to mention on the air, but you know where dogs go and what they've been doing and what they snack on when you see, and even what they, all that other good stuff. But what we see though, like on TV commercials, for those of us who really instantly buy into advertising, are these products like Milk Bones or even Greenies or things like that clean the dog's teeth just magically, and so people think all they have to do is give their dog one of these types of treats and that's good, but that's not really the case, is it?
No, not usually. I mean, some of those products do help decrease tartar buildup, but it kind of depends on how the dog even eats it. If the dog chews on it, that does help. But if the dog just takes 2 bites and swallows it, that's not going to really, that's not really going to do anything.
But still, it's very important, just like as humans, where we go to the dentist on a regular basis, that dogs and cats should have not only regular dental checkups, but also regular cleanings and things like that, right?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
And a lot of people think, because I know what's kind of becoming a new riche now, is the places like the grooming centers that will have tooth cleaning without anesthetic. But is that really a good way to go? Because it seems to me like it would be kind of superficial cleaning and without being able to really get in there, right?
It usually is just a superficial cleaning, and I mean it's better than nothing to have your dog's teeth brushed frequently, because of course you're not going to be going for anesthetic dental once a month, of course, but it's better than nothing. But yeah, they definitely can't get under the gums. When we do dentals, we always do dental radiographs, and you'd be really surprised. I mean, just like in us, you think your teeth look fine, and then you go to the dentist and they take x-rays and they say, oh no, you have 3 cavities. So you would be surprised how many things we do find that, just to look at the teeth, they don't look too bad in your dog. And then we do dental x-rays and there's, a tooth root abscess or lesions. So, and those teeth can be very uncomfortable, and we do have to remove them.
Exactly. And just as in humans, when you do not take care of those things, they can cause other issues and infections that can actually lead to even worse health problems.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. We see a lot of health issues caused by dental disease.
And with cats and probably with small dogs too, but I know I've had cats in the past who have lost teeth, and we didn't even realize, because you can't necessarily tell, because some of them have very, very tiny teeth, and that's why it's so important to bring them in every now and then, because they're unless there's an abscess or they are exhibiting behaviors that might lead you to think that there's something wrong with them, these things could go on for years without even, or for at least I should say a significant amount of time, and get worse before you can even catch it. And that's,
and they're very. Dogs and cats are very resilient. You'd be amazed what they deal with, and they'll still eat with a horrible rotten tooth. And if that was us, we would probably be crying about it.
We would.
They're pretty resilient. So
they are much less wusses than we are humans, and that's true. And so, how often should dogs how often should they have their teeth cleaned? Or cats too, I should say.
When they get older, we recommend even once a year to do it. Of course, not everyone could do it once a year, but at least come in every year just to have them checked, looked over, because a lot of times we can pick up on things, just on the physical exam that will be necessary to go ahead and do the dental. But it is nice to do it when they are older once a year. Of course, when they're younger, it's not necessary to do it so often, but if you can keep up with it as far as, brushing your dog's teeth and, even giving some dental bones here and there, that will help prevent some tartar buildup.
I do want to talk about toothbrushing and if there are any tricks to that when we come back. We do have to take a break and then get to some traffic, but we are talking with Dr. Stone from Canyon Country Veterinary Hospital, located on Soledad Canyon next to Regal Cinemas. So we'll be right back after this.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time.
And we're back with Ask the Doc, Dr. Stone from All Creatures, or actually I should say Canyon Country Veterinary Hospital, located on Soledad next to Regal Cinemas. But don't forget also All Creatures Veterinary Center in Newhall on Lyons, just before Main Street, between Main Street and Newhall Avenue. So we were talking about dental hygiene. We were talking about proper care. I mean, that some of the little snacks, depending on how the dogs eat them, can at least help to keep a tartar level at a certain, or even reduce it, I should say. But when we talk about brushing dogs' teeth, that's something that, and we're also talking about flavors too, because it's kind of different, because they're not big on the minty, fresh stuff.
Yeah.
But how soon should you start doing that? I mean, if let's say you bring a puppy home and you're starting the process, how soon should you begin to at least the training process on that?
It's always good to start when they're really young, because then they get used to it. Of course, their teeth are nice and pretty when they're young, but if you do it consistently from a young age, then they're just trained to, maybe do it before you go to bed, brush your dog's teeth, and then they'll be used to it. So if you start out from a young age, definitely.
Right. So, and is it the same thing? Do you have to do it for 2 minutes like you do as a human, or is it just enough to kind of get a little bit of a...
Probably as much as they'll let you do.
That's really what it is. And it's a thing, still the same thing too. When they get agitated, the best thing you can do is remain calm. So be the exact opposite of whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
And just stay calm. Don't get frustrated. Don't get impatient with them, because they don't know what you're doing until you get used to it. Now, when we talk about toothpaste, where do you get? Is that a typical pet store type thing, or do you guys carry it at any of your places?
We carry a lot of different toothbrush kits, little finger brush kits with toothpaste, but the pet stores also have them too. It's just an enzymatic toothpaste, usually like chicken flavor. Is my dog's favorite is the chicken flavor. So, but they have other flavors too, like peanut butter, beef, things like that.
Dogs love peanut butter.
Yeah.
I think it's the funniest thing in the world. Just on a side note, is giving them peanut butter and just watching them just go to town on it. But talk about what about cats? Is that something that, can you brush a cat's teeth, or is
you can if they'll let you. Cats are definitely a little more stubborn than dogs, you'll find, but if you start out at a young age, again, they will let you. I have one cat who he kind of lines up with the dogs for me to brush their teeth, and that's just what we do. I brush the other one, and then the cats. And the other cat, she won't have anything to do with it, but my boy cat, he will let me brush his teeth. So,
and we touched a little bit on some of the things, but what are the more serious diseases that can happen if you don't take care of a dog's or a cat's teeth?
It can really predispose to a lot of different issues. We see a lot of times dogs will come in with a tooth root abscess, so an actual abscess in the sinus underneath their eye. It could even predispose to heart disease, kidney disease, just because, they're ingesting all that infection and bacteria, and it's constantly in their mouth, and we have seen it predisposed to internal organ disease as well as just infections in the mouth too.
Right. So as they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, because yes, you're going in, yes, especially if you're putting them under anesthetics, and they do have to have the blood tests to make sure, especially as they get older, that they're compatible with the anesthesia that you're going to be using.
Yeah.
They're spending the day stay in the hospital to get the teeth cleaned, but even still, that's a lot less expensive than coming in after the fact when they do have an abscess and the treatment and or worse, losing your pet as a result.
Yeah.
So those are the things that we need to think about. And, it's always something that I know sometimes with all creatures that if there are other things going on, they could package it together and work with certain pet owners on that. Because I know that there's been things that when I brought my pets in that they've said, well, we're going to get this stuff done anyway, and that's always a good opportunity. And especially if you need to bring your pet in for some other procedure anyway, and they need a tooth cleaning, you might as well just get it done at the same time, especially if they're going to be under anesthesia. So it's keeping them healthy and safe, just like us, is very important. Dr. Stone, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
So make sure your doggy's teeth and kitty's teeth are up to date as far as health is going. They can always call you and with their questions, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And we do offer a complimentary dental exam if you want to just come in and have us look at your teeth and give you or not your teeth, your dog's teeth or cat's teeth.
Yeah,
and
don't bring the kids in and think you're going to be getting them.
And we can give you an estimate as far as how much we think the dental would be, and we're pretty reasonable for our dentals. So.
And you have there's credit options and things like that, and also payment plans and things you guys work with. I know that as well. So good.
Yeah.
Dr. Stone, again, always a pleasure. Canyon Country Veterinary Hospital. Don't forget, for 24-hour care, and also if you live on the Newhall or Valencia Stevenson Ranch side, there is also All Creatures Veterinary Center in Newhall. Thanks so much, and until next week, have a great week.
Thank you. You too.